to my channel, the Just Another Freckled Face channel. Make sure you like and subscribe. Excuse me. Make sure you like and subscribe. I upload weekly. And to be honest with you, I probably was not going to upload today. But I said, you know what? I'm trying to be consistent. And we're going to be consistent. So I decided to upload. So today, I just want to talk about something I was supposed to talk about last week, but I didn't because I just wanted to vent about my week and everything, how that was going. But I think today's a good day to talk about it. So let's talk about it. I want to talk about Trey Reed. Now, if you have not been following along online or the news, which I think is a shocker, Trey Reed was a young man that was found hanging on his Mississippi campus, college campus. And of course, the detectives were basically saying, they were saying, oh, this is not foul play. This person just hung themselves. Things of that nature, right? But we know that that was not the case. We instantly said, oh, this is foul play. It's too many times where these instances pop up where you hear about a black man hanging from a tree. And it's like, okay, you got everyone else saying, oh, they just, themselves, or it was some sort of foul play. And I always lean towards the side of foul play because we've been saying this for many a days. They're not doing this on their own. And what makes this case even crazier is that they found basically they just found out that something happened before he got hung. Basically I believe they said he has arms tied behind his back and everything. And then everyone asking like, well, how is he gonna hang himself? His arms are tied. And he was beat up. Like that don't click that, okay, somebody found him, beat him up severely, and then did that to him. They don't think about this. But we do, because we know this is our history. And stuff like this, the whole week, well, not even week, when it happened, it just made me think like, this is what they do. This is what society does. When we are getting strange treated, when we are getting beat by police, when we are getting mistreated because of the color of our skin, online and in person, when our people go missing, it's always a second guess. It's never the, oh, we gotta do something right away. It's always oh, give it a minute. And I just think that's crazy to me. Because and maybe it's just my demographic, but when I go on when I go on my own Facebook page, Instagram, TikTok, things of that nature, I see nothing but missing posters for black and brown children. And it's like, it's crazy, and the outrage is not there. It's not. And I always watch true crime stories being told by these YouTubers and podcasters and stuff. And you hear about these stories when, when white women or white girls go missing, a white person goes missing, and they'll have billboards up. When you call out when you say, hey, this person missing, it's an instant boom. Everybody in the neighborhood go looking for them. Everybody in the neighborhood go looking. is posters, billboards, any and every resource dedicated to finding this person. But when it's one of us, we don't get treated the same. We don't. Like, we get a Facebook post at that, an online post and a share, and that's it. And maybe they'll share it on like the police Facebook page. But that's it. We don't get the same treatment. And people will try to downplay that, like they'll make you seem like you going crazy for saying that. And you shouldn't be like comparing, apples to oranges. A missing person is a missing person. It's like, well, we have to compare the apples to oranges, because when the apples go missing, the apples get any and every resource to find it. But when the oranges go missing, you won't even bat an eye. And stuff like that just upsets me. And even when black men are getting, forgive me, I don't know what we can and can't say on YouTube. I'm fairly new. So if I say strange fruited, this is just a history lesson. It's a song that was sung by, hold on, let me look it up. Hold up. By Billie Holiday. It was a song and or poem that Billie Holiday sung, basically singing about the lynchings and going on in America at that time. And so when people were talking about that, when people say strange fruit, they're talking about lynchings. Anyways, a little history lesson. But when you hear about this, and this isn't the first black man that I've heard about getting hung. It's plenty of them. I can't think of the names at the moment, but it's quite a few that I've heard throughout the years. Not even years, months. And people are like pleading online, like, please help. We gotta figure out what happened. Help me with the investigation, all this stuff. And then you hear about the police just not pursuing it. And it's like, what? Why would you not pursue that? What gave you the indication that this person did this to themselves when you sit here and see, you sat here and see that this person was damn near beat up, whooped, had no way of being able to do that to themselves, and you just dismiss it. And it's like, what is y'all doing? And stuff like that. It reminded me of the Kendrick Johnson case too. The story of the young man that was found rolled up in the wrestling mat, and people swear up and down, oh, he did it himself. And it's like, how did he do it himself? They gave some BS answer of him being able to just roll himself in a mat. And I'm like, trust and believe, I know what a wrestling mat feels like. That is very heavy and very hard to roll yourself up in that. You would physically need several people to roll that up. It's not possible. And yet, people still think that he did it himself, and I don't know why. But it's just stuff like this that I'm like, why do we get downplayed so bad? I mean, I know why. It's racist. We are still seen as second-class citizens. We will always be seen as second-class citizens. And that's the unfortunate part about it. It's like, we been through all this stuff. Slavery, Jim Crow, civil rights movement, all these things, fought for all these rights. And we're still going to be seen as second-class citizens, and I just don't know why. Sit here and show these people that we can do these things 10 times better than they can, and they still won't see us as equals. And we're like, okay, cool, whatever. You don't gotta see me as that. Just leave us be. Don't mess with us. Leave us alone. Do the right thing. Y'all still don't do the right thing. And it took, and the fact that it took a celebrity to sit here and do a private autopsy to figure out what happened to this boy is, I mean, it's a blessing, but it's like, dang, so basically we had to rely, basically what you're saying is we have to rely on ourselves. We have to rely on ourselves because we can't rely on some of these police departments. In Mississippi, especially in the South, we can't do it. And so just my thought is just, again, I wish it was better. Like, don't get me wrong, at the end of the day, if I had to be born again, I would be born black every single time. But seeing all this stuff going on, and especially with that, it's just like, dang, bro, like, being black is hard. It's really hard. It is, and I just wish that it wasn't like that. I wish that we were able to go out here in the street and not have to worry about somebody harassing us or somebody shooting us down just because how we dress and what we look like. I won't have to worry about somebody trying to strange fruit us or some crazy nut job thinking it's a race war going on and killing us, or us having to worry about if a cop pulls us over, is this going to be the end? I wish we didn't have to worry about these things, but we do. And people it's like, y'all think black people is cautious because they scared to do stuff. No, we cautious because we know our history. We know our history. Our parents instilled, and I'm not going to say all of us, but a good portion of us parents instilled that history into us. My own parents literally gave me books on black history. And now, mind you, I had to do a report when I was younger, but I kept that book. And as I got older, I got more books, more learning, more knowledge on black history. It's to the point where you look up on my YouTube, you will see something about history. You will see something about black history. Because that's what I love. I love history. And it's like, when you understand the history, you know why this stuff is going on now. When you understand why we were strange fruited all these years ago, and wasn't that many years ago, let's be clear. But when you understand and see this stuff was happening years ago, on near my grandma's era. My grandma's like 70. In her time, and probably a little bit before that, you can see why this stuff is still going on. The dots just click. Like, people don't critically think about why this stuff is happening and why it happens here. Like, people just think, oh, this person just did it to themselves. Oh, well. No. This happened in the South. And the South is already known for the sundown towns and all the stuff that's going on, all that racist stuff. That's the South. I'm not saying it don't happen up in the North, because it do happen in the North, but that stuff, you make it click. Okay, Mississippi, boom. That's connected. Racism, boom. You think, and here you go. You just think, okay, these kids' ancestors, that racism stuff is passed on to the point where people are now in 2025 thinking this racist shit. And oh my goodness, I did not mean to say that. That's how passionate I am about it. But It's just me understanding history and knowing why these things happen and seeing how they happen. It's as clear as day, and I always try to educate people on things. And sometimes people make me seem like I'm crazy for being like, oh, you need to know this, you need to know this. Oh, why I gotta know this? Why I gotta know that? Because it's part of your history. Oh, that's not important. That happened years ago. Get over it. It's not about. It's not about getting not. It's not about finding an excuse for certain things. It's literally just us sitting here and acknowledging that this happened in the past, and it's kind of like a pattern. Like what's that one quote? It's basically like, if you don't know the past, you doomed to repeat it like in the future or something like that. And it's the truth. Y'all don't sit here and teach yourselves about the past, about these things. Then you ignorant to it. Then you do something similar to what happened back then. And then y'all like, oh my gosh, how did this happen? What is going on? And then somebody pulls up this happening, and then y'all want to act like, oh, I didn't know. Well, learn. I'm saying all this because I'm like, this is all this thoughts that was coming in my head throughout these past couple of weeks. Like, y'all need to learn your history. You need to learn your history. You need black people. I'm gonna say this, and I'm probably gonna be done. Black folk, we need to know our history. We need to know our history. I don't care. You need to sit down with your child for 5-10 minutes and teach them something history. Start off with the easy ones. Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks. And as time goes on, get with Malcolm X, Assata Shakur, Marcus Garvey. Just keep going. Talk about Harriet Tubman. Talk about Nat Turner. Talk about all of it. Talk about redlining. Talk about strange fruits. Talk about people in our history. Talk about all the civil rights leaders. The good and the bad and the dirty. Talk about it all. Talk about the Black Panther Party. Talk about our history. Because there's a number of us that sat here and wasn't taught our history, and now we voting ignorantly. I'm talking to y'all black Trump supporters. Y'all vote ignorantly, and y'all sit here and wonder what stuff is going on. Because you're ignorant. No one didn't teach you this stuff. They taught you the bare minimum basic stuff in public school, which again, we got taught the bare minimum. And I'm not serious saying everybody's parents the same, but we as a society, us as black people, we need to teach our young ones. We do. Any chance I get to teach my niece and nephew about something, I'm gonna do it. Y'all have a question about something? I tell them all the time, if you have a question about something that's going on right now in this current political climate, and somebody says something you don't understand, talk to me. We can look it up on YouTube. We can look it up on Google. We can do the research together, so y'all don't go out here being ignorant and listen to this ignorance going on. But us as black and brown people, we need to teach our history. We do. And we need to teach it the right way. Don't sit here and teach it and be rude about it. Teach it the right way. When you teach these kids about their history and these things right here and there, they're going to know not to listen to people like Donald Trump. They're not going to listen to you about Mr. Kirk or a Candace Owens. They're going to look between that ignorance and see these people's true intentions. or they're going to understand and rebuttal what they're saying. Because a lot of that stuff they say is crap. It's crap. Teach your children. Teach them about any and everything that you can teach them. And if you need to just do it piece by piece, do it piece by piece. I didn't know all the details of Black history when I was younger. I was taught the basics. And as time went on, I learned more and more and more, and it interested me more and more and more, because the stuff I learned from the past is stuff I'm seeing in the future. We are literally reliving our past. And that's scary. It's literally scary. Like, this is what we were telling y'all when voting came around. Hey, do it, vote right. Think about the American people first. Think about the American people first. Y'all not thinking about us here in this country. Y'all think about everyone else and not know. And it's, I promise you when I say this, it's no problem bigger than the other, I would say. Like, yes, you can absolutely protest for other people in different countries, as you should. But what is going on in our country now? What is going on in our country now? We're losing that right to even be able to protest for people in other countries. You can't even protest for Palestine, or they're going to call you a terrorist, which I think is ridiculous. You can't protest against ICE. You can't protest anything. We're losing our free speech. And this is the same stuff that happened. This is history. This is history. Losing rights. Losing opportunities to protest. We're just losing things left and right, and this is all part of history. And people are like, no, this not. Yes, it is. It's the same. This is what I say. We gotta teach our kids history. We got to. Or it's gonna be too many Black men getting strange fruited more and more, and too many people sit here trying to give any and every reason why and how it happened when we know how it really happened. We need more voices to speak up. But in order for us to speak up, we need to know everything that we need to know. We need to know what's going on. Myself included. I know enough, but I do need to know more. And with that being said, well, I don't know. With that being said, teach your children. Teach your children history. Learn some history of your daggone self. Not just that stuff they taught y'all in school. It's easy to find this stuff. It's a few pages that I follow that actually teach some history. Well, they teach all history, but they do teach some history of me and some podcasts as well. One page I look up for my history stuff is Simple History. A podcast I look into, it's called Sisters Who Kill with Moran Taz. Now, it's a true crime type of thing, but they do have historical elements thrown into it that you will learn. And I got a bunch more, but I can't think of it at the moment. But like I said, learn your history. We gotta learn our history. We gotta teach our kids. We gotta do better. You have a good night. Be safe. Be blessed. And remember that I am nobody special. I'm just another freckle face. Deuces.